It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Broncos and the Bolts on EA Sports.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, our matchup here in this one, as so many do, revolves around the quarterback position. We've got an interesting pairing here. Russell Wilson and Justin Herbert.
And I think for me, and this isn't an original thought by any stretch, and probably for these two head coaches as well, the key for them is going to be limiting the turnovers, limiting the free possessions. I mean, this isn't saying anything you don't already know, but you've got to be able to make the most out of your drives and see if your defense can help you out and take the ball away from the other team and give you a few extras.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway in Southern California. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back, and he's able to run with the ball. But you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early. We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. On third down, here's Eckler. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 42-yard line. Now Eckler. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Herbert now. Now he's forced out left. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Running on first down, Eckler. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Play action. It's Herbert. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early. A definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm with you, a little bit surprising, but they wanted people getting to the ball as fast as possible. The lighter, shiftier defensive backs allow you that opportunity.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Herbert has it knocked free. The Broncos say they have it. They do. So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 11. Now Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gerald Everett there to make the grab. And the Chargers on one play have taken the lead. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action. We had some good play. Just didn't have any points. So now it's...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. There's the stiff arm. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
We got this.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space.
A big Sebastian Joseph day there on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Here's Wilson.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 45-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now it's Wilson.
This one swung out to Williams.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This from 54 yards away. The kick by McManus is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3-and-out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now it's Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Second and 14.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Herbert.
That's into the hands of Eckler.
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler.
55 yards. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
This is our time. Our time.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts.
as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Wilson will throw again.
Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
DeAndre Carter returning it.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check, 47.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter of play. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They start the second half here with Williams. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up?
Fighting through it, he's got space. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
More from L.A. in a moment.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Wilson. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 33 yards. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Wilson going to throw for it. Complete at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful.
And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 21.
He'll hand off here to Eckler.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Now Wilson. Open man. He completes it to Judy.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
That's complete, Okuegbunam.
And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. To throw is Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Now Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown, Broncos. Albert O from 10 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
So what a comeback here. They looked like they might be down and out not too long ago, but they have rallied back to take a fourth quarter lead.
And I think we've got to give them nothing but credit for figuring things out on the fly, because mentally they were on the ropes ready to go, and they hung in there. They made some changes and adjustments, and that led to some big plays, and it turned this game on its ear.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is now 21-14. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Carter. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 17-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll run on 1st down. Kelly, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second and 11 now.
Let's go, let's go. 47.
Here's Herbert. It's complete to Williams. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's got Allen.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Back to throw here, Herbert. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. Touchdown, Chargers. Gerald Everett, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Here we go.
And Denver getting set to take the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end, Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Now it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Now Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Here's Wilson. Able to get this to Patrick. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Throwing now is Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. More from L.A. in a moment. On 1st down, Williams. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Williams. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
And they'll run the end around here with Judy.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. This to take the lead here in the final minute. The kick by McManus is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Carter. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Herbert and the Chargers down 24-21. A little over 30 seconds remaining. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Herbert gonna throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Draymond Jones in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now Herbert got to get him to the line in a hurry. Herbert to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
And you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. One last throw here for Herbert. This for all the marbles. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? Yeah, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.